So, for the people who do not know, there is a league during the summer called the Midwest Premier League, right? It is a member run soccer league for the elite amateur and semi professional clubs in the Midwest region of is partnered with Leagues FC. So, if you have never heard of the Midwest Premier League, it's a summer league that goes on between, I want to say, anywhere between March till about August. And there are multiple different leagues ranging from all the way from Michigan to Kansas. And it's one of those leagues where a lot of kids who are coming off of their college season or maybe even a semi-pro level league where they're part-time players getting paid, some are getting paid, some are not getting paid, some are on scholarship, some are not. And it's basically a summer league for them to keep their fitness up or just stay involved with the game. And this is something that is near and dear to me because I've been a part of it the last couple of years. I'm not specifically a part of it, but I have been keeping up with the league and watching it grow over the past couple of years. And honestly, what they've been doing this summer has been the most I have ever seen when it comes to the expansion of this league and what they are doing for Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, Iowa, St. Louis, Kansas City, Central Missouri soccer right now is something that needs to be reported on, and that is what I'm doing today. So if you've never heard of the Midwest Premier League, we're going to talk about that now. So on their website, they have multiple different divisions. They have what's called the Gateway West and Gateway East. These are brand new leagues that have just now formed due to the expansion of the Gateway Conference. Now, if you don't know about any teams like this, we're going to talk about those teams in depth, but we'll keep going on from here. So the Great Lakes East, Great Lakes West, and then they have the Heartland Division, which also has two divisions in that, one division having two groups. You have the Heartland Division 1, and then you have Heartland Division 2 Group A, Heartland Division 2 Group B. So they help manage what looks like 7 different leagues, but actually it's 5 different leagues with a Division 2 as part of one of them because that Heartland division is so big. So basically what they say on their website here, I'll just read it verbatim. So it says about the Midwest Premier League is the Midwest Premier League is a regional soccer league that is run by its member teams. The goals of the league are to focus on sustainability, promote high-level competition among clubs, encourage participation in regional and national cup competitions, and support all of our member clubs through sharing of ideas and best practices. Obviously, the big thing that I wanted to talk about today was the 2026 conference realignment, mainly for the new Gateway West and Gateway East divisions. So if you are from Central Missouri, which you know that I'm from Central Missouri, you may have heard of a club called AFC Columbia. This was a club that was founded a couple of years ago, and it was with Zach Fisher, Curtis Bortson, and then many other people that were part of that group that was able to bring that together. They play their games at Columbia College. They're in Columbia, Missouri. I'll go ahead and put their website here for you so you can look at this. If you go to afccomo.com, you can find AFC Columbia right here. They have been a part of the Midwest Premier League since their founding back in, I want to say 2021 or 22. I may be wrong on those dates. Guys, don't kill me on that one. Okay, let's find the about page. They were founded in 2020. Okay. So two friends in early 2020, two friends started talking about wanting a local community driven soccer club that Columbia could call its own. The conversation turned in the founding of AFC Columbia. The goal has always been to straightforward, build a club of local players operated by a local community that could compete with the best clubs in the Midwest. So mainly they do have, mainly they are full of local college players or local guys from the area. They get some kids from Kansas City and St. Louis that maybe are coming in for the summer to play, but mainly it is a summer league for those college players. So back to the Premier League here. So with that, they used to have a normal division where they would play teams from St. Louis and occasionally Kansas City. They were kind of all over the place, having to do a lot of travel, driving all the way to Iowa. Well, with the expansion this year with the Gateway Conference, they have now had so many teams expand that they now have to go into 2 different divisions. There's the Gateway West Division, and then now they have the Gateway East Division. So the teams in the Gateway East are your 314 Soccer Club. They're a new expansion team. You have Bose St. Louis, who have actually made it to the first round proper of the U.S. Open Cup. You have St. Louis Fusion FC, St. Louis Stars Soccer Club, United Capital City Athletic out of Jefferson City, Missouri. You have the St. Louis Developmental Academy out of Maryland Heights, St. Louis Scott Gallagher, Pearl City SC out of Iowa, CISA out of Burlington, Iowa. You have ATAR Belleville out of Belleville, Illinois, and then now you have FC Kirkwood, Missouri, out of Kirkwood, Missouri. Most of these teams were not in this division last year. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure Fusion is brand new. 314 is brand new. United Cap City out of Jefferson City is new. The Developmental Academy is new. Scott Gallagher is new. And then Kirkwood is brand new. So that looks like about 5 or 6 brand new teams to form this Gateway East division. How this will work, because as you can already tell, the Gateway East has 11 teams in it, and the Gateway West has 6 teams in it. The way the Gateway East will work is everybody will play everybody once, and then the top team will make it to the playoff to play against the winner of the Gateway West division, which we are going to talk about now. The Gateway West division has that AFC Columbia, like I mentioned here. And then we also have 5 new teams here. Now, if you knew about the Select League in Kansas City, you would recognize some of these teams. The Select League in Kansas City was basically a men's summer league, kind of like this. Not as big. It was growing. It was only maybe 2 or 3 years, but they did have a option to make it to the U.S. Open Cup first preliminary round. And they actually played Buffs St. Louis, right in the U.S. Open Cup qualifying. They wound up losing to them 3-1. That was Woodland FC who played them. I'm actually planning on getting the owner on here to talk about their story and get them on the podcast as well. We're planning something here for the future, but I kind of wanted to talk about this. So now with the new Gateway West division, you have First City FC out of Leavenworth, Kansas. You have Woodland FC out of Shawnee, Kansas. You have Great Plains FC out of Lenexa. You have Union KC out of Kansas City, Kansas. You have Southside FC out of Kansas City, Missouri. And then AFC Columbia joins that division to give them a nice, good, even number of 6 teams. With this division, they will play each other twice. Again, it's the same amount of games. With the East, with 11 teams, everybody plays everybody once. You get 10 games. And then over here in the Gateway West, everybody plays everybody twice, and they also get 10 games. And the winner of that, the top team from that division, will then play the winner of the East Division for the championship to be the Gateway Division champion. I am super excited about that, and I really hope that they do it in Columbia, Missouri. If we're going to do anything correct for this league, if you're going to have teams from the Kansas City side and teams from the St. Louis side, there is no reason to make somebody drive all that way for a game. Put the game in Columbia, put the game in Jefferson City, put it in a central location where everybody's going to be able to see it. No one's going to have to travel super far. Put them in the middle, host it at Columbia College campus, and because it's literally one of the best soccer-specific venues for this. And, of course, it's going to be open because there's going to be no college soccer going on at that time. It's going to be perfect. So, again, the Gateway West Division and the Gateway East Division are just super awesome. I'm excited for the growth here. I mean, how many states have these many teams that are in that quote-unquote summer, semi-pro level, amateur level for all these kids to play in? A lot of the people that play in this league are going to be your ex-semi-pro players, your college players, your current college players, your ex-college players, your guys who are still a part of the game and maybe they played at a high level, but now they're wanting to continue to play at a good level, but maybe they're not at that that USL League One, USL championship level, right? I know there's some guys on there who play for MASL, so the Major Arena Soccer League that are playing in this. You have that Buffs team that's making it far in the U.S. Open Cup. They are showing that there is a ton of talent, and there's ton of talent in this league alone, that they're making it that far in the U.S. Open Cup, where now they're actually playing against full-time or even part-time paid teams, especially with Buffs who are coming up, and they're playing. I want to say they're playing, is it Union Omaha? They're playing a team from Omaha here in the next round of the U.S. Open Cup. Just to clarify now, Buffs are playing Union Omaha right here in St. Louis. Obviously, not right here. I'm in Kansas City, but in St. Louis on March 18th, 7 p.m. at Hunter Stadium at Lindenwood University. So, again, they are making it to the higher rounds of the U.S. Open Cup. And this is a team that is basically playing in the Midwest Premier League. So, this is helping the growth of this league, right? With how good Boffs are doing. It has a little bit of a write up here. I know that they are currently selling tickets, and it will be on CBS Golazo and Paramount Plus for you to be able to watch it if you're not able to make it to Lindenwood University. But if we truly want to grow the sport here in America, right? We can't just be focusing on MLS. We cannot just be focusing on USL Championship or USL Premier or the Premier League or the Bundesliga or anything like that. We have got to be supporting local. We have got to be supporting We've got to be supporting our local teams. Even if they are in these lower divisions, we have got to be going to these games because true growth in American soccer is from the bottom up. We can't just continue to give all the rich their money, right? The best way to do it is we've got to be supporting your local team. If you're in Leavenworth, if you're in Shawnee, if you're in St. Louis, if you're in Belleville, Illinois, you need to make sure you're supporting these teams. Help grow the sport here in our own state because the more we do it, the more that we go to these games, the more that we spend our money, the more that these grow, the more sustainable our soccer pyramid can be. Because what's stopping USL League One or USL League Two or somebody like that from potentially becoming part or grabbing some of these teams from the Midwest Premier League and moving them up and potentially becoming a USL Premier team? The only thing that's stopping that from happening are the fans. Because investment comes when people invest. Investment comes from other outside sources whenever they notice and they see a product that is bringing fans. It has a good community culture. It's bringing in money. It's sustainable, right? It's growing. It's bringing people in. That is what's going to sustain and bring up that potential promotion and relegation pyramid that is starting with USL Premier, USL Championship, and USL League One. USL League Two is very similar to kind of what the Midwest Premier League and them are doing. It is a regional summer only league that is mainly for those college level players, semi-pro level players who are trying to move themselves up in the game or just to become, back into, stay in shape for their next upcoming season. That is totally fine, right? I'm not telling you that the Midwest Premier League is trying to compete with the MLS or USL Championship or anything like that, right? They are giving these smaller communities that have a love for the game a chance to actually have a team to support. And we have to make sure that we're supporting them. So if you're in Jefferson City, if you're in Columbia, if you're in Kirkwood, if you're in Fenton, if you're in Jefferson, like Maryland Heights, go out and support these teams. Again, you could find them at midwestpl.com. That is midwestpl.com. I'll make sure I'll put a little sticker right up here for you to be able to go and see that, right? Go support your local team. All right, go support them. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the other divisions. I don't know a ton about them, right? But we can go over them just because I want to share the love a little bit, just kind of show all the teams that are part of this league because it really is growing and it is not slowing down, right? We have what's called the Great Lakes Conference. There you have East and West as well. As you can see, we have teams from Michigan, Ohio. Part of this one, we have the Michigan Jaguars. You have the Legends FC. You have Futsal Factory. You have Toledo Villa FC. You have FC Pontiac. You have Troy United FC, Oakland County FC, and you have Cedars FC. That is the Great Lakes East Division. Great Lakes West Division, as you can see, this is mainly Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, right up here. You have Holland Rovers, Tulip City United SC, Goshen City FC. You have 1927 Soccer Club out of Fort Wayne. You have Grand Rapids Soccer Club, Midwest United FC, and Lansing Common FC out of Lansing, Michigan. And then you have the Heartland Conference. Remember, this is the one that has the two divisions. The Division 1 is Green Bay Glory, Bavaria United Bavarian United Soccer Club, Cedar Rapids Inferno, AFC Roscoe, Chicago House AC, and Edgewater Castle FC. So Chicago House AC was actually one of the teams that Boffs had to beat in the U.S. Open Cup qualifying rounds. And if you don't know about Bavarian United Soccer Club out of Milwaukee, you are truly missing out when it comes to true grassroots soccer fandom. They have been around for a very, very long time. They're a very well-known team, especially not just in the Midwest Premier League, but in the lower divisions of American soccer. They are one of the best-run teams in this country, and they have a long, long history of American soccer and amateur soccer. In the Heartland Division II Group A, a lot of Illinois teams here, mainly out of that Chicago area. You have FC Select, Jabat FC, Sueno FC, Steel City FC, AAC Eagles, Berber City FC, Chicago City SC, and Zarni Jaslo out of Chicago. So lots of teams, and mainly a lot of these have to deal with the certain areas of the city that is based on like the Polish immigrants, Muslim immigrants and things like that have come and they have settled into Chicago, and they wanted to have a team that really embraces their culture and their identity and somebody that they can get behind and they can follow. All of these teams, by the way, do have Twitter accounts, and the Midwest Premier League also does have Instagram and Twitter. Heartland Division II Group B, these are some more of like your Wisconsin teams, as well as more of your up north. There's some Chicago and other Illinois teams. You have RKC, Third Coast. You have Madison Fire, Rockford FC, DeKalb County United, Chicago Ghost FC, Chicago Soccer Academy, and River Light FC. Okay. Just a quick little statement here for looking ahead from the Midwest Premier League. The 2026 season represents one of the largest and most competitive Midwest Premier League campaigns in league history, with clubs spanning to Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and Wisconsin. From long-established academies and community clubs to ambitious new organizations, the Midwest Premier League continues to serve as a true development and competition platform for players, coaches, and supporters across the Midwest. Full schedules will be announced in the coming weeks. So again, this is just huge for what's going on in this league. I'm super excited to see where it all goes. If you're wanting to have a little bit more in depth and read up on a little bit of the write-ups, they do have a write-up in their news archives for all these new teams that have just joined. Not just in the new Gateway, West, or East divisions, but for all the divisions. They've got a nice little write-up for each team right here for you to be able to go in there and check. Soccer Zombie, he does a really, really good job. He's got a great YouTube channel where he goes to a lot of these games, and he actually was one of the ones who followed the entire Boffs ride in the U.S. Open Cup, and I know 1,000% that he's going to be there for when Boffs play in the U.S. Open Cup. He did a great video on their game against Chicago House AC, I'm pretty sure. Great watch. Make sure you go and check him out. I'll go ahead and pop him up on the screen right now. Go make sure that you go and subscribe to Soccer Zombie. He did such a good job of putting basically the entire Midwest Premier League for everyone to see, but also, he does just an overall great job on following all lower league levels. So you can see here, his non-league soccer in America is one of the best, if you're looking for non-league here in America, that's one of the best, playlists that he made it. One of the best series that he did on that has over 14 episodes, because it obviously goes all the way here to when Boffs did stun Chicago House AC in the U.S. Open Cup right here. Good content, and I'm sure there's going to be another one coming out with their next game as well in the U.S. Open Cup. So basically, this is what the Midwest Premier League is. It's a summer league here for semi-pro teams as well as amateur teams who are just wanting to grow soccer here in America. Make sure you go and support your local team. If you've got a team that's in the Midwest Premier League, go check them out. Go to their website. If you want to check out and see if you even have a team in the Midwest Premier League, go to midwestpl.com. Again, I'm going to throw that up right here for you to be able to type that up and go check it out. Midwest Premier League. Links are going to be here in the description. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this podcast, and make sure you follow for more. Go follow Soccer Zombie, and then go support your local team. Thank you. Goodbye.